Hello everyone, I am Pavitra Devi working as Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science in Dr. S.N.S. Rajashmi College of Arts and Science. Now I am going to take the class about the sequential circuit. First one, sequential circuit. Sequential circuit is the logic circuit that consists of the memory element to store the history of past operation of the circuit. Therefore, the output of the sequential depends on the present input as well as past output circuits. The block diagram of the typical sequential circuit is shown in the below the program. Here it can be seen that the sequential circuit basically a combination of the combinational circuit and memory element. The combinational circuit performs a logical operation specified while the memory document is recorded. In this operation on the circuit, the history is then used to perform the various logical operation in futures. The logic gate like and or not etc. are used to implement the data processing mechanism of the sequential circuit. The logic gate are basically interconnected the specific manner to implement combinational circuit to perform the logical operation on the input data. Next one, memory management. The sequential circuit, the memory management sees the another circuit component that holds the circuit of the operations. Generally, flip-flop are used to memory element in the sequential circuit. In sequential circuit, a feedback path is provided between the output and input that transfer information from the output end of the memory element from the memory element to the input end. All these components are interconnected together. Design the sequential circuit can perform complex operations and store the information in the memory element. Next one, types of sequential circuit. There are basically on the structure, operation and application. The sequential circuit classified into two types. One for asynchronous logical sequential circuit and asynchronous sequential circuits. Next one, asynchronous sequential circuit. A type of sequential circuit whose operation does not depend on the clock signal is known as asynchronous sequential circuit. This type of sequential circuit operates using the input pulses that means that their changes of their input pulses. The main component of the asynchronous sequential circuits include unlocked flip-flop and the combinational circuit. The block diagram of the typical for this sequential in the figure from the sequential. It is clear the circuits is similar to the combinational circuits within the feedback. Asynchronous sequential circuits mainly used in the applications which signal is not available or practical use. For example, it is considered as where the speed of the task execution is important. Asynchronous sequential circuits are relatively difficult to the design and sometimes the procedure understand out of their ripple counter is common of the example of the asynchronous sequential circuits. Next one, synchronization sequential circuit. Synchronization sequential circuit is the type of sequential circuit in which all the memory element sequential by common clock signal and synchronization sequential circuit can take along with the input. The synchronization of the circuit, the duration of the output pulses is equivalent to the duration of the clock. Pulse applied, the data took the book diagram of uh, typical solution. In this figure can be seen main memory element circuit described advantages and disadvantages. The major disadvantages of the synchronization of the sequential circuit is the predictable operations. Next one, disadvantages of sequential circuit. Sequential circuit does not have several disadvantages to some of the key disadvantages using the sequential circuits are below. Sequential circuit have higher propagation of the delay because the input signal pass through the multiple state of the logical memory. The sequential circuit are relatively complicated the time taking process to analyze the design. Sequential circuits are used to synchronize the clock distribution work as intended. A compared combinational circuit, sequential circuit consume the power during the system. Thank you.